we're going to be looking at your exam which you know from last week, so that make sure you're ready for your CFA tomorrow. So the first question is about interval notation and inequality notation. Remember, the key here is if it's less than or greater than, it is a parenthesis, and if it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, it's a bracket. Okay, so you just have to match them up from there. So like the first one is greater than, so it should have parentheses, and then once I know it should have two parentheses, I just found the one that had both parentheses. So that's, and then just kind of continue matching up from there. So here's all the answer choices. Check them, pause, make sure you understand why each of them were chosen. Okay, next for the domain and range, we start at -4, and then it goes all the way to 6. Now at 6 it has an open circle, so I'm going to put a parenthesis. Then for the range it starts at -3, and then it goes all the way up to 2, and because it has a line and an open circle, it gets a bracket because the line overtakes the open circle. Okay, then if I write that as an inequality, -4 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 6. I'm sorry, less than 6. And -3 is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 2. So remember that for interval notation, you're going to use the brackets and the parentheses, and inequality notation, you're going to use the inequality symbols. Okay, so there is the answers to those. Okay, for the next question, you should have used the stat function in your calculator. Most of you did this, however, some people got it wrong, I'm assuming, because they did the wrong keystrokes. Number 4, you just had to plug in 18 in for n, and then solve, which should have gotten you $1,267.50. I believe that's right. So that should have been your answer for number 3 and 4. For the next question, I told you in class, but there should have been an x, so -2/3 x plus 4. So you put a dot at 4, and then you go down 2/3 and create a line. So that should have been pretty easy. Okay, finding the inverse. So your first option is to switch x and y. So if I do that, I'm going to add 9 to both sides. So x plus 9 equals 3y. Then I divide both sides by 3. So y to the -1, which just means inverse, equals 1/3 x plus 3. Okay, so that's the inverse equation. Another way you could do it is you could put the function, put f of x equals 3x plus or minus 9 into your y equals in the calculator, then look at the table. So enter it, then look at the table, find some values for x and y, switch those values, so find two ordered pairs, switch them, and then put it in stat and find an equation that way. So put it in the stat function table. And number 7, all you do is switch x and y. Should have been the easiest question on the quiz. Okay, so hopefully, oops, it looks like I just missed a negative sign for number 8. Should have had a negative sign right there. Let's see, right there. Okay, and like I said, here I mean the stat table for that one. So hopefully you are ready for your quiz and you'll be ready to go tomorrow.